Hello and welcome to Execulage. I'm your host, Luna Noir, and today we're doing stories and supplements. The supplements are because of perimenopause and all it's doing to me. So I'm not going to describe or tell you anything about the supplement because I just got it. I'm trying something new, and right now I can multitask by telling you a really interesting story and fill my supplements because I don't do makeup and I put it on, but that's about it. And everyone else does that. So we're not going to go there. So on today's episode of what the heck, I've noticed some stories that I had seen. I want to say it's on TikTok. However, not 100% sure. It might have been on YouTube. But there was a person talking about how there was a lady who basically had gotten into a car accident, and she got into the car accident because it seemed like she found herself lost, and then when she went to make a U-turn, she got struck by another car. Now, the person who hit her said she literally came from nowhere. Like, she just appeared in the middle of the road and they didn't have time to stop. So it made me think, like what is that? Like, what is going on that, this poor woman, I hope she's doing okay. But that she got into this horrible accident, and what the heck? So it's just strange, but not the fact that she was hit by another car is the, horrible and strange part. But for me, it made me think about how many times I've gotten lost in a peculiar way. And it was, to me, paranormal because I have no idea how to explain any of the situations that happened. But so I'm going to tell you the story. The first one is a story with my mother and I going to a funeral. A family member had passed away, and my mom is typically the person who does the the rosary for, it seems like, for all funerals. Now, she prays the rosary constantly. It's like something she's always done, and her and my grandmother that was their jam. And well, my grandmother's passed, but my mom's still here, thankfully. But anyway, she was being waited on because people are like, hey, it's getting close to that time. Are you on your way? And at the time, we had plenty of time. And we're like, yeah, as a matter of fact, we're about to leave. And it was just my mother and I who were meeting up, the rest of the family. Now, typically, it would be my mom, my dad, and maybe my nephew who would be coming with and stuff like that, like all in one car. But for whatever reason, this time, everyone was just going to be meeting us there. That was fine. No big deal. We've done the, driving like that before. So my mom and I went, and I'm going to be posting some of the pictures because this place I found is still around. So we were going to Michigan Avenue, and as we were going, I told my mom had asked me, do you know where this funeral home is? And I was like, yeah, it's like Don's Funeral Home. I think that's the name of it. And I was like, yeah, I've been there before. Unfortunately, a friend of mine, when I was in elementary school, his father had passed away, and it was right across the street from a Church's Chicken, and I want to say a strip club. So, and I had one of my first ever boyfriends lived like 2 or 3 streets across the way. So I knew where this place was. That's my whole point. I know where I'm going. So my mom was like, okay, well, let's get there because I don't want to keep people waiting. I'm like, nope, we're on our way. So as we're going, ASMR, as we're going, my mom looks and she's like, where are you going? And I said, right here. This is the funeral home. And I'm looking, I was like, are you sure you got the right place? And she's like, yeah. She's like, this doesn't, and my mom's freaking out because she's like, this doesn't look like anybody's there. And I was like, yeah. Now, I know I'm at the right place. The church's chicken is right there. The strip club is still there. So I know I'm at the right place. So my mom's like, something's wrong. And I said, yeah, I think you got the wrong address. And so I get into the center lane to turn left. And I go around this building. And I'm like, there's like no one here. Like, I'm like shocked because this person, this family member was beloved. Now this person, it should have looked like a concert out there. That this person is such a good person. And we get there and there's just this one van, this dark color. I can't say if it was dark green or blue or whatever. All I know is we go around and I look in the parking lot and I'm like, there's only one vehicle here. And my mom's like, this is crazy. And she's looking at the piece of paper. I look at the piece of paper. I'm like, that's the address. You know that's the address. We just saw it. And she's like, so I pull up to where like the front, like if I was going to be exiting this funeral home. And my mom's like, let me just go and knock on the door. And I look at my mom and I'm like, you're not getting out of this car. I was like, there's nobody here. And that there's somebody in that car. I can't tell, but it looks like someone's in that van. I am not letting you out. So she was like, okay, well, let's go. My mom starts to get the same vibe of let's get the hell out of here. So I go, yeah, we're out. So I leave. Now, we don't live that far away from this funeral home. It's probably about 15 minutes. And as we go, I'm like, where the hell is everybody? Did they give you the wrong freaking address? And she's like, you know, she's just telling me, she's like, I don't know. This is, I don't know what's going on. And my mom's getting like really nervous. I'm just freaking out because I'm like, I know this is the place. And I just don't get why there was nobody there. So we get to my mom's and we're just pulling in and the phone's ringing. And I'm like, okay, my mom grabs the phone and it's one of my aunts. And she's like, hey, where are you guys? You know that we're waiting for you. What the heck is going on? You know what? Something, you know, how dare you make people wait and this and blah, blah, blah. And she's giving my mom what for. And I'm like, okay, give me the phone. And my mom's like, hold on. She's like, we were just there. Nobody was there. And then my aunt starts to call my mom a liar because clearly they're somewhere that she's like, there's no way that you came here and there was nobody here. She's calling my mom a liar. And I'm like, okay, give me the phone. I don't like how she's talking to you. Give me the phone. My mom won't pass me the phone because she knows me. And then my aunt passes the phone to my godmother. And then my godmother is like, well, where the hell are you going? Kind of like, you know, yelling at my mom in Spanish and stuff like that. And what are you playing at, basically? You know, having everyone wait. And this is so, you know, this is disrespectful. And what are you thinking? What are you doing? And they're just giving like, and my mom's like, I'm telling you, we were just there. And my mom's her eyes are starting to well up because she's feeling like she's going crazy. And I look at her. I was like, why are you crying? I was with you. Give me the damn phone. So I take the phone from my mom because now I'm pissed. And I'm like, hey, stop talking to my mom like that. And they're like, yeah, well, you guys are over there messing around and and everybody's waiting for you. And of course, this is a funeral. Everyone's waiting. But we went to this place. And I tell my godmother, I was like, we went to this place. Now, all you have to do is answer me one question. And she is like, what? I said, is there a dark colored van parked in the first spot of the parking lot? Like if that van leaves, it's going to make a right onto the sidewalk and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah. And I said, we were there. I saw that van. And I was like, whose van is that? And she was like, I have no idea. And I was like, we saw it and we didn't know whose van it was either. So you know that I was there. Why would I pull up to someplace and just go, oh, everyone's here, we're just going to drive back home during a funeral? I was like, so watch how you talk to my mom. We were there. And so I cussed because I was pissed. And she was, it's not like she was throwing flowers at me. So I was like, okay, you obviously know that I was there. I don't know where the hell I was. She goes, what else is around here? And I was like, there's a Church's Chicken, there's a strip club. As a matter of fact, there's this. And I said, there's like nobody in that parking lot except for that van. Now that van's the part that's freaking me out now, because why is it there? And how many people are there? And she's like, my aunt's like, there's at least 100 and maybe 150 people. Like, and there's cars packed everywhere. We're saving you a spot so that you can park and make sure your mom gets in here. And I was like, okay, listen, tell everyone to relax. We are on the way, but I'm telling you, we went there and mom's freaking out because we don't know why we didn't see anyone in that parking lot. Not a car, not a person. It was just that van that we saw. And so now my godmother seems to be weirded out. And she's like, well, get over here and be careful. And I don't know what to tell you if you don't see us when you get here. And I'm like, so I'm freaking out and I tell my mom, I'm like, okay, so listen, we're going to go again. And let's hope that when we get there, that everyone's there. I have a feeling I'm only going to do maybe 2 or 3 of these. So anyway, yeah, this is noisy. So I tell my mom, let's go. We're doing this. We get in the car, and as we're pulling up, just like my godmother said, there was so many people. The people were pouring out of this funeral home, the way that we expected it to look when we got there the first time. And she's like, my mom looks at me and she just gives me this look like, what the heck is going on? What happened? And I was like, I don't know, but I hope you can pull yourself together because you got to do the rosary. And I don't think anyone's going to give a crap about our tales of where the hell were you guys? So as we're getting there, oh my God, the attitude. Okay, of course everyone was pissed because they thought that for some reason, people who are never the type to be like, oh, look at me, I want to make a grand entrance. My mom's not one of those people. My mom's the type of person that, okay, no, I'm not this type of person, but I really have to care about you to be this person. My mom shows up early so she can help cook and clean your house should you need it. And she wants to be there so that she could do everything. This was probably one of the only times that, I don't know what happened earlier in the day, but it was everything was just happening. And my mom was like, oh, well, so-and-so has to go there and this, and I don't have a car. And she had to wait for me. I think that's the only reason why, that happened the way it did. So anyway, my mom's not that type of person. Me, I'll get to almost anywhere. I'll get to my own house late for a party. My mom is not the type of person to have people waiting for her. She's not like that. And the fact that there were so many people that were upset with her, it pissed me off. And I told everyone, once everything calmed down, first, as soon as we got there, my brother was like, where are you? God damn it. Da, da, da. And it was just, he bitches a lot. So anyways, I was like, whatever, talk to, your aunt over there and she'll tell you. And she basically said, they came over here. And I'm trying to defend myself and my mom. Everyone's like, I thought you said you knew where this place was. Yes, I did. And I knew what it was. This is my second time here. And I explained and I told my brother. And finally, when he listened, and then he got a hold of my mom, like pulled us apart and was like, hold on a second, let me talk to mom real quick. Talks to her and says, what happened? And my mom's like, oh my God, this is so scary. And she tells my brother and stuff like that. All I can see is that my mom's starting to well up with tears. And my brother was like, so you guys came here already? And there was only that van? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know who the heck is that van, but Mom wanted to get out of the car. And I told her, hell no. He was like, nah, something's wrong. That's some spooky shit. And I'm like, yeah, obviously. Thanks for now believing me. And he basically goes, I'm going to find out who is in that van. And he went to the van and started pounding on the window and stuff like that. And he was like, there's somebody in that van, but they ain't coming out. And I was like, ooh, shit. So I was a little freaked out by that because I'm like, who the fuck is in the van? Whole point is, my brother saying like, hey, because like I guess there was like a t-shirt in front of the window or something. I don't know. And my brother's kind of short, so it's not like he could, and it's a van, so it's not like he could go look in to the front, the windshield and stuff like that. But he turned around and went to go get, I guess, a couple of my cousins and stuff like that. He went to go get a couple of my cousins and stuff to approach the van. And the van just took off. And that was it. He was like, I ain't chasing after him. And I was like, that's weird. But yeah, it was a while. It's like, it took a long time for people to kind of get over that. Like, everyone was so, like, even after they heard what had happened and why we were late, and it's like when people just want to be mad at you, they're just going to be mad at you. And unfortunately, that was one of those times. And unfortunately, this whole thing happened during a family member's funeral. But boy, oh boy, it was just so gosh darn strange that I just can't figure out what happened with the time, because it just seemed like it was just, and there were other cars like in the road, like driving. And there might have been a couple of cars, like, because it's Michigan Avenue. There's a freaking strip club across the street and a church is chicken. So there was like one vehicle there and God only knows how many at the strip club. But I was like, there was at least others in this, I'm just going to say, dimension. And I just couldn't figure it out forever. And it always kind of freaked me out. Like, where the hell were we? That we could see certain things. We went to that place, but there was nobody there. We couldn't see anybody. And when we got there, there were so many people in the parking lot just milling around. It looked like a carnival, like people just milling around at a carnival and stuff like that. There were so many people. So it's not like they just showed up. They were supposed to have been there when we drove past the first time. And I'm just telling you, it was just one of the craziest paranormal, yeah, and I say one of, because this is a series. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be doing supplements, even though, like, it is kind of relaxing to be able to mess around with this instead of just, looking dead into a camera. But yeah, I have a few of these stories, and they're just nuts. And I have figured something out towards the end after I was like writing it out, and I was like, well, that's something. But for today, this is where we end. I think I made, okay, how many are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, 24 capsules of some mysterious powders that I'm going to be ingesting. And like I said, if these supplements do what I think they're going to do, I will not gatekeep. And hopefully you guys will get me some subscribers, because there are 48 views, 79 people who have visited. I have never been so giddy over something like, I don't know. It's been such a long time. I know this is going to sound like weird, but I'm a collector of sorts. No, I don't have priceless works of art, unless we're counting my children and this one-of-a-kind sweet man I have. But when I saw that many people, it felt like collecting and kind of gave me that, ooh, I just got another one. Anyway, whole point is I'm a collector and I like seeing the numbers go up. Except for my birth number. Because that fucker's like spinning around like freaking Price is Right numbers. Like, oof. So anyway, again, I leave you with this. Like, subscribe, share. And if you have any, things similar that's happened to you, please share those stories. I like stories like that because it's not only me, and it's so interesting to hear what's going on in your life. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful and mysterious day. Bye.